Hi everyone, in this video we're going to see how to integrate APIs using Google Sheet, and for this we are going to take help of Zillow API. Zillow provides an API where you can find the address of the address of the property you can find the zip code. So let's get started. So here on my screen I have a Google Drive folder in which I'm going to create a blank Google Sheet, and I'm going to call it API. So if we look up Zillow API, then this is the Zillow group which provides an API to get the data and estimates, good documentation URL. Basically we're looking for this get API, and now we have to go to Google Sheet and integrate that. So here I have two columns called address and let's say data, and what I can do is quickly I can say view freeze one row. So when I scroll down, this data doesn't go away. Now data sheet, I'm going to make it bold. Font size, maybe I can change a different font, right? So it looks better, and I'm going to make it a different color. That's it. Okay. Now let's go to extensions and app script, and first thing I need is I need a menu here. So I'll just copy this. Usually I name it as the same. So once I save it, I click on the run option. It has run, and now we have full estimates, right? And I can call it as full estimates as my function name. Now what I will do is I'll go ahead and write the function full estimates, and first thing is we need to take the sheet 1. Let me get the data of the Google Sheet, and for getting the data I'm going to say get the data, and let me zoom it a little bit, get the data. So here we have the sheet name as sheet 1. Once we have the data, let's see how it looks like. So let me go ahead and run the method pull estimates here, and it will ask me for some allow, and it doesn't get me any data because it doesn't have any data. Now let me say test, run the same method again, and it gets me a two-dimensional array, right? So now what I have to do is I have to remove blank data from the return results. Then I have a function called remove blank results, where it goes through a filter, a JavaScript filter, and it just joins the values if they are blank. So let us see if I call this method in front of data. Now what does it print? Now it prints only test. So if I have test 1 and some other values and I run it, it gives me a two-dimensional array, right? Now I can go through a for loop and go through this. So what I'm going to do is remove blank rows from this. I'm going to call here so that I have this data, and this row is not required anymore. Now I'm going to add a for loop here. So I'm going to add a for loop, and this is data. What I'm going to do is, first thing is let me log it. So if I go ahead and run run this now, it prints test and data. Now I'm going to call the URL, which is api.bridgeoutput. Now this I got from here, so this particular URL, and I have pasted here. And access token, we have to use our own API key, and address, we are going to get it from this particular place, right? So now how do I get the address is, let me call it as address. To get the address, I'll go here to the sheet and to sheet 1, get range A plus sheet row number. Now we know that sheet row number is nothing but R plus start row, right? So let me go ahead and say R plus 2, or the start row is the same. Copy this and paste it here. And sheet row number is A2, so it's going to get the address, and this address we're going to append to this. Now we got the URL to make our request. Now we'll say the response is nothing but URL fetch app.fetch URL. And once we have the response, we convert that to a JSON using a JSON format, and then we are going to get the data by parsing the JSON, right? And now let's see how the data looks like. Okay, so this one we can remove this, Control X, and when I run this now, it's going to ask me some more. We're going to make external calls. API key is not defined. So I'm going to use my own API key, which I have, but I need to hide that API key somewhere. So I'm going to create another script called code2, and I'm going to declare the variable here where my API equal to, okay, I'm going to store it. Now this API key I'm going to call here. So I'll say API key is nothing but my API. Okay, now let me go ahead and run the script. Request failed. So now at least we see an error. If we want to compare the previous response, which was API key is not defined, to the new response which says request failed, that means our API key which I have put here is now working. And the problem is now our address is not correct. So let me go to Google and find address of Google headquarters. Okay, so here is the address of Google. Mountain View, California, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, and now let me go ahead and run this. Add this in a try catch block, which is a good thing. So if I say try and I say tab, okay, doesn't work. Go to here, Alt up, and I'll say here catch, and the exception we'll call it as E, and here we're going to print the exception to the Google Sheet. If there is an exception, we're going to write into that B column and call it as bad errors. So now if I run this, and those estimates, bad errors. So this is the way that we can make an API call and write the data. Currently this method is not working, but if you want to learn how to make a Zillow API call, this is how it works. If you want to learn in general how to make an API call using Google Sheets, this is how it works if you have a simple access token. Follow my videos to learn more about. If you want to get access to this particular sheet or any of my projects, then just go to sheetsprojects.com. So if you have any questions, you can go to contact us and just send me a message that way. If you go to products, and as you can see, a lot of free projects are there. So any project, if you want, you can just click on the free option, and you can click on get access, enter your first name, last name, and your email. First part, email ID, place an order, and this particular sheet will be sent to you by an email. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you learned something about programming today. It helps you make API calls. If you have any questions, just put a message and I'll get back to you. Thank you.